If that gift is not good, if it is not perfect, if it's damaged and destroyed, that is not from God. That's from shifting shadows. That's from the enemy. And you're opening gifts, and you're ungrateful because of the gifts that you have received, and they're not good because they're not from God. Back, and honestly I am excited for the message that we're going to talk about today. I know I haven't been posting on YouTube for like a month now. Oh my gosh, it sounds bad, but your girl has been standing still, and actually what the content that I want to produce, I have intentions with it. So I had to really get right and listen to the Lord of what He wants me to do with this YouTube channel, and I'm very excited for what's in store, because now, girl, we about to get it going, okay? So today's YouTube video, if you can't tell from the title, it's about why being grateful is so important. And then also too, I'm gonna show you a few tips and tricks on how to be more grateful and how to show gratitude, okay? Because one thing I just want y'all to know, and sometimes like grow up being ungrateful. And if you come from a family that has taught you gratitude, like honestly, thank them for teaching you that, because there's people living on this earth that are not grateful for what they have, and they're expecting more. Like, how can you be happy with, how can you expect you want more and you're not happy with what you have? You know, and that example right there is someone with a lack of gratitude. So honey, today we're gonna teach you how to be grateful for what you have so you can receive more, okay? So I'm very excited for this video. So first, what is gratitude, to be exact? Like, what is grateful, Jada? Like, what is gratitude? Like, what is that? You know, that I hear that word a lot sometimes. I never heard that word before, but what is gratitude? All right, and I legit looked this up on the dictionary. This is legit dictionary word, right? But it says the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. The quality of being thankful. I love the first part. The quality of being thankful. There's quality to being grateful for things. Sometimes you can say, oh yeah, thank you, I'm thankful, but in your heart, you're not really thankful. You don't really know. One thing about God, He knows what's in your heart. He knows what's in your heart. So when it says the quality of being thankful, you have to be intentional with you being thankful. You have to actually, from your heart, be thankful. Because if you're not from your heart, if you're not thankful or grateful for it, then it's like you're just saying it and you don't mean it. You're not like, what? That doesn't make sense, sis. Like, we gotta get it together, okay? So there's different ways you could show gratitude. There's different ways you could express gratitude. And and I want you guys to remember this. In order to receive anything, you must give. And I seen a post the other day on Facebook. And I took a month break of social media. So your girl was not on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. I was only watching YouTube videos. I wasn't posting YouTube, but your girl was like MIA from social media for a month. All right, and someone was saying that like, I'm tired of giving out like everything I have to other people who don't, like, I don't get what I'll return back, basically. And then they're like, I'm gonna stop giving. I'm done giving. People in the comments were saying, yeah, I stopped giving to people. I started being more selfish and stuff like that. And I'm like, and I was reading that and I'm like, but did God tell you to stop giving? Did God say, hey, yeah, stop giving to everybody, be selfish, keep it all for yourself? Did He? Or was that the devil himself? Or were you giving to the wrong people when you should be giving gratitude to God, to your higher power? If you're giving to the wrong person, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You're giving yourself your own harm. To be grateful for what you have now, like, you have to realize, and I'm gonna tell you some things, right? Because there's 3 stages of gratitude, and the first stage is recognize. Recognize who you're giving gratitude to. Recognize who you're being thankful for. Because like, sometimes we're thankful for so many people, but they're not even thankful for us. And then guess what? We get disappointed. We get hurt at the end of it. Like, you have to recognize, for one, that it could be worse, but then also to recognize that who I'm giving gratitude towards is the wrong person. It's the wrong thing. Let me give gratitude to something else that's higher than me. First step The first stage of gratitude is recognition. You have to recognize that it could be worse. We could be in a different planet. I was just watching Marvel the other day, and they had like 7 moons. And the planet that they were living on was like, people were scary. Like the bounty hunters, they were scary. If I was living on that planet, I would not want to be on that planet. But guess what? I am grateful that I'm on Earth. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I have a God that beautifully designed Earth. Like, what? And I recognize that could be worse. Even in your daily situation of what you're facing right now, the current environment that you're at, it could be a lot worse. You have to be grateful for where you're at right now, because once you're grateful for where you're at, you're gonna be more grateful for where you're going. Because most people are living on this earth ungrateful where they're at, and guess what? Where they're going, and towards ungratefulness of everything else that they're going. Say you're single, right? Be grateful that you're single. Because the last relationship that you had, the guy was abusing you. The guy was hating on you. It didn't have to be physical abuse, but it was probably emotional abuse. It was probably something where it made you cry at night. But you're single now. You're ungrateful for being single. Honey, you could still be in that relationship and things could be a lot more worse. But since you took that change, God had his hand over you. He got you out of that relationship, and now look, you're single and you're able to change. But you're still ungrateful. You're still trying to find the same guy, but in a different body. And it's like you have to be grateful for your circumstances, because that's what's gonna, and once you're grateful for your circumstances, that's where your whole life could change. That's where you could create new circumstances, because God sees that even though you're in your worst right now, you're at least grateful. You know what happens when he sees that you are in your worst and you're in a horrible environment? He sees that, oh, this person has hope. This person has faith. This person has belief. So if they have belief of that, even though they're grateful, even though they're grateful in their environment that they're right now, and they have some type of hope for more, guess what? He's gonna give you more. And I'm here to tell you that he's gonna give you more. I'm a living testimony of God, of what his works has done to me. And I was in an environment where I did not feel safe. I was in relationships where I did not feel safe. I did not feel loved. But even though I was in those relationships, I still had hope. I still was grateful for where I was at, because I know where I'm at is kind of worse, or it's not kind of bad. I know it can be worse, but I know it can be good. And you gotta first recognize, where are you at? Are you in a bad environment? A bad environment where it could be worse? Because if you are and you don't recognize that, then you're grateful, but you're not gonna be grateful. Things are not gonna change because your heart is still in your situation. God knows where your heart lies. So you have to recognize that it could be worse. When you recognize that your situation can be worse, then you're gonna acknowledge. You're gonna acknowledge where you're at. And when you acknowledge where you're at, this is where hope kicks in. This is where that energy that, oh, things can actually change. This is where now you're being a little bit more intentional with what you do. Now, this is where you're gonna be. I'm just gonna say, I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have a bed to sleep on. I'm grateful I have food in the fridge. You're gonna acknowledge what you have. Have food in the fridge. There's a kid in Africa that doesn't have food in the fridge, nor doesn't have a fridge. And we hear this all the time growing up, Mom, I'm hungry. I don't want to eat this. She told me, eat it. There's kids in Africa that's starving. When I actually seen some pictures of kids in Africa starving, you know what? I was like, wow, it could be a lot worse for me. Let me at least be grateful that I have some food on this table. Let me at least be grateful that my mom cooked me some food. I miss my mom cooking, because being an adult now and having to cook for yourself every single day is if I'm hungry, I gotta cook. And then you don't want to spend if you go to McDonald's, but there's food at home. But you have to acknowledge where you're at. You have to acknowledge that, because when you acknowledge it, it's going to give you some type of hope, and it's going to give you that change, the hope, that energy to make a change. It really is. Because now when you recognize something that could be worse, and you acknowledge that where you're at, ooh, this is good. When you acknowledge of where you're at, acknowledge. Let's look up the word acknowledge. We're looking up the definition of acknowledge, right? Accept or admit the existence or truth of. The second one they had is Recognize the fact or importance or quality of. Ooh, that's so good. Recognize the fact or the importance or the quality of gratitude. The quality of being thankful. So now when you acknowledge something, you acknowledge the truth. Now you're sitting in your truth. Now you're feeling your truth. Now you know, okay, I'm in a bad environment right now. I know I'm in a bad relationship right now. I acknowledge it. I'm accepting in my truth. I know it can be worse, but I know right now where I'm at is not good for me. So now I'm in step 3, stage 3. You're gonna appreciate now. You're gonna appreciate now. Because now, since you know that it can be worse, and you know your truth, now you're gonna appreciate where you're at because you're surviving, because you're living to this day. That whatever obstacle or battle or a situation that you're in, you're still living today and you won. I'm telling you right now, the battle is already won. The battle's won. Not by your hands alone, but by God's. You don't gotta worry about the battle. The battle's won, I'm letting you know. But I'm telling you now that you survived. Since you survived every day, since you woke up this morning, that's a reason why you should show appreciation. That's a reason why you gotta appreciate life. Appreciate. Recognize the full worth of. Be grateful for something. Understand fully. Recognize the full implications of. Now, since you appreciate it, you recognize your worth, you recognize that you're not in a good environment and that you have hope for more, then you see some type of worth. You see, now this is just a way for you to be grateful because, like I said, you're living. There's someone that did not wake up this morning, but you did. I needed someone to tell me that. There was someone who legit did not wake up this morning. A loved one of somebody's that did not wake up this morning, and I did. And I'm breathing. Why would I go do something bad? Why would I go say hateful words? Why would I speak death? Be sad? Someone passed. Someone died. The truth. It happens every single day. But you woke up this morning because God has a purpose for you. He has greatness within you, and you don't even know it yet. You don't even recognize it yet. You don't even acknowledge it yet, and you don't even appreciate the greatness within you because you're ungrateful. But once after you do these 3 stages, you're gonna realize there's greatness within me. I am grateful. I woke up this morning. I am grateful. Now you're moving in gratitude. Now you're filled with joy and hope. Now, like, when you're moving in gratitude now, it's not feeling like it's forced. It's natural. It's natural now. There's a Bible verse. It's 1 Ephesians 5:18. But it says, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Give thanks in all circumstances. It did not say take thanks. It did not say receive thanks. It said give thanks in all circumstances. Whatever stage you are at in life, honey, you don't have to be sad and depressed. You could be happy and joyful. You could be like, Jada, why are you saying that I'm sad? I'm not sad. I didn't go through that situation. I lived in a happy home. Okay? In all circumstances, give thanks. Be thankful for wherever you're at in life. Even now, even though I'm out of my bad environment, I'm out of my bad relationship, guess what? I'm still grateful to this day. I still show gratitude to this day. I showed gratitude this morning. I'm still grateful to this day because it could be worse. Because I could be back in that situation, but I'm not now. Because I decided to make a change and start being grateful. So now that we talked about the importance of being grateful, we good now. We good. We talked about the importance of being grateful. It's just you have to learn. So being grateful is so important because now, like, you have to physically, spiritually, emotionally learn how to be grateful for what you have right now, for where you're at currently, for your circumstance that you're currently at, to be thankful for the blessings you will receive. Because, like, to be rich, a mansion, you want the designer jewelry, you want the Birkins, you want the Hills, you want the Rolls Royce, I want the Lamborghini Urus. But you're not grateful for what you currently have. Now let's give you some tangible steps, because that's one thing I do want to push on this channel, that if I give you some type of word, some type of message, I do want us to practice what we preach. Practice what I say. I practice what I preach. So most of these things that I'm telling you, I do. Okay? I did. I still do. Okay? but I want to give some tangible steps for you to practice on, because I don't want you to listen to this message and then just continue being ungrateful afterwards. Okay? So some ways that you can become more grateful. There's, like I said, there's many ways that you can show gratitude, right? So the first one that really, truly, honestly helped me, daily practice. Daily practice of writing what I'm grateful for. It could be, at first it was 3 things. Then it was 5 things. It's still 5 things. I can keep it short and simple for me. It's 5. As long as I list 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for, good. Show my gratitude. Remember though, your heart has to be in the right place. Okay. Having a gratitude journal is really important. Any type of journal, like it could be in your phone for now, or get you a journal, sis, and write in the morning, right when you wake up in the morning, instead of you going on your phone and looking at social media and doing all that type of stuff, because now you wake up ungrateful for one. Write out 5 things you are grateful for. If you don't have a journal, just go on your notes page. Say it. Oh my gosh, if you say it, that is even a lot more better. Also, I do want to mention, I was feeling very generous and I wanted to give because I realized how I needed help at one point in time of how to start practicing gratitude, especially with writing things down. And so I am going to give you guys a free template for you guys to use. You guys could download it, screenshot it, print it, whatever, and you guys could duplicate it, basically, of just a way of you to show gratitude, how you can. It's pretty simple. It's going to be short, cute, all that stuff, but it's going to be effective. And if you just use it, just try using it for 30 days straight and see how it goes, see how far it takes you, and just continue just continue practicing gratitude, like similar to what the freebie below would give you. Okay, so make sure you go in the description box and click the link to get the freebie. I'm so excited. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys use it. This is like my first time making one of these. So you need to express physically what you're grateful for, and it could be anything. At first there was times where I didn't know what to write down, what I was grateful for. Now I have a million things to write down that I'm grateful for, and it's hard to put it all in 5 things. Like I'm like, well, what, God? Like I'm grateful for the tree so I can breathe. What you mean? Like, huh? But at first, it's gonna be hard at first. Let me be real with you. You're gonna struggle what to say. You're gonna be like, what am I grateful for? But then I like what I did at first was I looked around me. I'm grateful for today. That's what I write, and I tell myself too. Like I'm grateful that I woke up today. And I woke up above ground. Because I told you before, there's people who didn't wake up today. So I am grateful for a lot of things. And you just have to look out around. And I know your circumstances could feel like, but I'm not grateful for that. That person's mean to me. Well, sis, if you just train your brain, and this is a way to train your brain, you don't have to be living in those circumstances forever. If you just train your brain now, just showing some gratitude. Even though you don't like a family member, and you say all the time, I don't like this family member, I don't like this family member. But then God's like, He tells you to love your brothers and your sisters. Love everyone around you. And then you're saying that you don't like this person? You think He's gonna bless you? The person you might dislike the most, write down, I am grateful for them. Because then God's like, bro, whoa, hold up. She just humbled herself a lot of bit. Let me tune in a little bit more to what she got to say. But this is just this is a good first step. This is you being intentional now. This is you moving with intentions. And then also too, this is another way to be grateful is starting your day with gratitude. If you start your day off writing 5 things you're grateful for in the morning, you're gonna be a lot more happier for the day. You're gonna be a lot more grateful for whatever you face today, because you realize that you woke up this morning. You realize you have a bed over your head. You realize this, that, and the third. So it's like you're gonna be a lot more grateful, especially through the day. Even when you start off. Like don't wait till at the end of the night before you go to sleep. No. Yes, you can still do it whenever throughout the day, but start your day off with gratitude. Okay. Next. This is a big one. This is a big one, okay? And I love this because I got this off of an educational website. So this is like from Berkeley University, okay? So it's like a .edu. And they say practice prayers. Practice prayers of gratitude. And I love that. So when you pray, when you're praying to your higher power, when you're praying to God, when you're praying to our Father, this is like the most powerful form. This is the most powerful form of prayer and gratitude. Because now you're recognizing your truth. You're recognizing where you're at. You're surrendering and you're telling him that even though I'm in my situation that I am right now, I am still grateful. I am still thankful. I'm so thankful that you have me here on this earth today, especially in prayer. It could be a prayer of you writing it down. It could be a prayer on your knees and you're saying it. Practice prayers of gratitude is very important. The next is watch your language. Watch your mouth. Watch what you're speaking. Because your tongue is a knife. It's a double-edged sword. It could do good and it could do bad. But once you speak it, you will receive it. So if you're saying that you're not grateful for this, or if you're not even saying that you're grateful for something, then like that's the first thing that's gone wrong. If you're not even saying what you're grateful for, it's like it's hard for you to be grateful. I'm being real with you, like, because I mean this was me. Like, I'm over here saying, like, I'm not saying what I'm grateful for, but I'm trying to be grateful and I'm mad that I'm not grateful. The next thing you could do too is go through the motions. And what this means is just legit go through the motions. This is you actually practicing in physical time. Like, it could be smiling a little bit more. Even though, so you could be the person that does not smile at all. And you might have a beautiful smile. You might not. And that's why you don't smile. But you can smile, right? You have teeth, right? So smile. That's a way of gratitude too. Saying thank you. Someone makes you a smoothie. Say thank you. Someone says your outfit looks nice. Say thank you. Someone says you look pretty. Say thank you. Some people be like, yeah, I know. Sis, like, now you dragging it. Now your pride is too high because I'm telling you look pretty. And you're like, yeah, I know. Like, honestly, I could have said something different, but I'm trying to be nice. You know? So even saying thank you goes a long way. And then also to writing letters of gratitude, right? Like what you're grateful for. Like even for, say, dear future self, I am so grateful for this, that, and the third of what happened today. It could be some good news. If it's good news that happened to, like a goal that you hit, and you're writing that down and you're saying why you're happy and grateful to, like, to your future self, that's still a form of gratitude right there. And then the next one is think outside of the box. We are so conditioned to think inside the box. We're taught within school systems and in life to think inside the box, and with inside the box, people are not grateful for things. Like, they're not happy. Like, if you think about it, if someone ever told you think inside the box, they're truly not happy to be outside the box. Think outside the box. You have to. Now, thinking outside the box is different. This is where you have to train your brain now. Okay? Now, this is when you have to be more intentional with your thoughts, your actions, your movement, your emotions. Because we could do so, our habitual acts, that's inside the box. Because that's something that in society, we're taught to think inside the box. But now you have to make a change. And by you thinking outside the box, that's you making that change. So ways of you thinking outside the box, it's just look around the world like, just look outside and just think about the birds, the trees, the plants, how they never complain, but they're always thriving. They always look beautiful. They're always there. A tree cannot go to Hawaii for a weekend trip. That tree could be so ungrateful. That tree is so thankful and grateful that it's there where it's staying, because now it's inhabiting squirrels and birds and worms and everything else in life inside of it. That is thinking outside the box. Most people don't think like that. They just see a tree and think of it's a tree. Why is this tree like this? There's bugs in the tree. No, like, this tree has life. Alright? Next is listing what you love. Legit, write out what you love. What do you love to do? What did your younger self like to do? What did you love to do before you were in that relationship? What did you like to do before you had to start working? Like, honestly. And that's something that I really had to do. And that was recently too. That was a few months ago. But I had to actually write that down. I had to write down what I love, because I was doing things that I don't love doing. And that's why I wasn't moving in love. But once I started writing down things that I love doing, I started being a little bit more intentional with doing things that I love doing. And guess what? I'm starting to do things in love. And guess what? I am grateful that I'm able to do things in love. So, like, it all ties around, but you just gotta train your brain. You have to train your brain. And I'm letting you know now, sis. It's not gonna be easy. It can be hard. Once the enemy starts seeing that, oh wow, she's actually changing. Oh wow, she's actually grateful for her environment. the enemy is gonna start moving a lot more harder. He's gonna actually realize, he's gonna open up some truths, and that could stop you. The truth can stop you, or the truth can actually set you free. It's just which one you're gonna let it do to you. You gotta choose, all right? And I just wanna say, this is a Bible verse, and honestly, this means a lot because, okay, don't expect instant gratification. Don't expect that, oh yeah, I realized my truth. I did everything you said, Jada. Why don't I feel no change? Why don't I see no change? Why isn't my environment different? I'm just saying, don't expect instant gratification, okay? Because in the scriptures it says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. If you keep on going, keep on pushing when times get rough, keep on being grateful, keep on doing good, even when people do you wrong, at a proper time. It says a proper time, not your time, at a proper time. You will reap a harvest because you did not give. You did not give up. If you don't give up, if you continue being good, you will receive your blessings. You will receive your harvest. And then also, just another confirmation that you will receive your harvest. In the scriptures, it says, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. Every good and perfect gift. If that gift is not good, if it is not perfect, if it's damaged and destroyed, that is not from God. That's from shifting shadows. That's from the enemy. And you're opening gifts, and you're ungrateful because of the gifts that you have received, and they're not good because they're not from God. And once you make this change, and you're grateful, and you actually realize, like, oh wow, I'm like, when God starts seeing the change in you and you being grateful for things, he sees you now, but he's gonna see you a lot more. And guess what? He's gonna gift you, and that gift is gonna be good, and it's gonna be perfect. And that's another reason to be grateful. That's another reason not to give up. That's another reason to keep on doing good. Do things out of love, not for yourself, but for God. For He loves you. I love you. All right. So that is all I have today. I hope this was very helpful. Honestly, give me some feedback. How do you guys feel? What are some things that you might or will apply to your life today, tonight, tomorrow? What are some things that you took from this video? And share with me in the comments. Let me know. I'm very excited. Like, sis, I'm so excited for this future and this journey. My social medias would be listed. If you need to contact me, reach me, we could get on the phone one day. We could talk. I could pray over you. I would love to do that. I would love to talk to you. Just let me know. Get in contact with me. I'm always open. Just follow me on the gram. I'm so thankful. Please stay tuned for our next video. I just want to say this. Now, we're going to be posting new videos every week on Friday before 12. Okay? Every week. One video every week. All right? So I love y'all so much.